My stepmom thinks my dad and I are in love. My dad 50M and my mom 45F got divorced when I 21F was in first grade. My sister 18F and I have been doing fine going between houses since then. A few years ago my dad met my stepmom 50F and it was amazing seeing him so happy that he finally met someone who loved him as much as he loved her. They got married 3 years ago and ever since then she's acted different to me. My dad and I used to do everything together. He'd take me to his work, we'd have dad-daughter dates, he took my sister and I on family trips with just the three of us. My stepmom threw away everything that resembled my mom when she moved in. My jacket that had my dad's company and mom's name was thrown away. Pictures from my parents' wedding went missing. She starts crying and screaming when we talk about life before she came into the picture. Now she accuses just me and my dad of having a sexual relationship, which is not true whatsoever. He's not allowed to be home alone with me, we aren't allowed to go hang out together without her. I was wearing my snow gear, we live in MN so it's pretty cold, and she accused my dad of looking at me sexually. I was in giant snow pants and a huge coat. Heaven forbid I sit on the same couch as him. I was happy that he found someone who loved him, but I feel as if I'm being pushed further away from him. I try to be nice to her because her own kids barely talk to her anymore, but I'm finding it really difficult. I cry every time I visit because those two just end up in a fight about me while I'm here. I know he doesn't want to start over, but is staying with her worth losing a relationship with your own daughter? Edit. I want to add that my stepmom and I had a good relationship before they got married. We went shopping, exercising, and much more together like we were best friends. The issue started when my mom's mom passed away 2 years ago and mom moved in with my grandpa, who happens to live 5 minutes away from my dad. I'm told I look like my mom all the time, so it could be because she's threatened by my mom somehow, even though both of my parents have said that even if they were last two people on the planet they'd rather die than repopulate with each other. Edit. Hi everyone, I first wanted to say thank you for all your support. I read each comment and try to respond to the ones that people have a lot of questions about. I also wanted to say that I've received many hateful DMs and comments saying I'm a troll and fake. I just want to say that my story is completely true. Others have experienced a similar situation based on mine. It's hurtful to think people this is fake, but I can understand as this is a fucked up situation. I wouldn't wish this situation on my worst enemies. Edit. 3. I just wanted to answer a few of the questions I've been receiving. 1. Her boys 27, 25, 22 had some communication but not a lot. The two eldest come over once a month and for holidays. The youngest hasn't been back for about a year. They all still contact my sister, myself, and my dad regularly. 2. My dad has tried to go to therapy with her but it never works out from what I hear. He's had his heart broken by my mom really bad apparently and had a hard time getting back out there to date. He really wants this to work out with my stepmom and takes his vows for better or for worse, in sickness and in health seriously. He wants to help her. 3. The photos, albums and items that belong to my mom he was saving for my sister and I when we got older. For example, my mom and dad kept their wedding rings and the day my sister and I both graduated we got a new piece of jewelry formed out of both rings that they melted and put together. He didn't look through them. They were in a box in the basement labeled for the girls when older. 4. I'm not trying to make excuses for my dad behavior because it's annoying, and I wish it'd stop. To be called horrible names and treated like a burden hurts so much. Hopefully I could answer your questions. My dad's birthday is coming up and I plan on giving him an album of old photos of his past that don't include my mom, so he can look through a few pictures of my sister and I when we were younger, but I don't know how it's going to go at this point.